We are back with
All right.
episode 95.
Yes. 95. Welcome back for another wonderful session of the Black Aurora. We left off, I think it was 2 weeks ago, with the last session, Against All Odds, which is a fitting name because last we left off with this group that I am now calling Pyzian's Renegades because it's the first name you guys made up that actually works pretty well. Um, Although it really paints a picture of Pyzane being like the group's leader, which is very wrong.
Yes,
He's much more of a
it's
follower.
Paria. We all know it's
um,
Paria.
but Perry is the secret leader, and Pyzane's like the puppet that takes all the blame. Anyways, last we left off, against all odds, you guys managed to not only win the tournament in Bardest, but also defeated the championship match opponents of Abraxas, Tinarok, and Hephaistari, two of which were ancient dragons, consorts to Zivadona the Eternal. After a very intense battle, including a dramatic reveal of Q having apparently had the sword Delanyril, the ancient dragon slaying sword that was supposedly given up to Zivadona some time ago, revealing it temporarily to cleave a breath weapon in half before quickly sheathing it away and hopefully hiding it in time. You guys managed to emerge victorious, much to the surprise of the crowd and the elation of the party, which means you have secured your part of the bargain with Abraxas to gain an airship, essentially. Right after the battle was ended, though, you did make known your wish to Zivadona, your request, being that she end the war, and with a small addendum that the DM didn't see coming, which was fun, to have the Bardestian Dominion, the clan claimed, join forces with the Holy Land as a resource ally, which is, that has effects. That's the thing. It's one thing to just end a war. It's another thing to end a war and make a friend, a powerful friend. That was very well done, and she actually found that quite amusing and did agree to your request. And upon hearing that the war is over, there was a particularly outraged party in Caprillo, one of the 5 claimers who manages the Warmongers, and specifically makes a lot of money and influence and power through war. He was not very thrilled to hear that primary source of his income is being cut off suddenly after being promised the glory of battle and victory, and that this was going to be finally the time, after literal centuries of waiting for Bardest to rise up and take over the world. We're finally getting started on it. And then Zivadona goes, all right, let's forget about it. And Caprillo was understandably a little bit pissed, but also a little bit full of himself, and thought that in this moment he could grandstand and hopefully at least make a statement. But Zivadona wasn't having it that day and decided, you know what? No mercy. I'm just done. You're not worth my trouble anymore. I might not even be here anymore in a while, so let's just get this over with while we can. And annihilated Caprillo in a glorious display of primordial fire as she revealed her true form as a world dragon, an utterly titanic-sized creature in the middle of this arena, and proclaimed that seeking power is fine. In fact, it's encouraged by her people. Seek as much power as you'd like, but know who you serve and know your place. And with that, she took off into the sky, leaving everyone to realize that one of the 5 seats of power of the city has been vacated, and some message was put out there. But you guys have won, so there you go. That's good. Afterwards, you took Abraxas to a room with the Thane and had him forcefully give up the information he'd agreed to by a blood pact before the battle, which included some certain wording as including all fuel for the ship. And he revealed that the ship runs on 2 primary sources of energy. One would be refined chitin ores that have small bits of aura in them, that kind of like refined ether. Or the more effective form of fuel is aeonic energy from vestments. And he had 4 vestments, and that counts as fuel. So he had to hand over all 4 of his very, very shiny rings of magical power, and he was not happy with that.
Yay!
But as a consolation prize, he probably is the most likely candidate to take over Caprillo's seat because he's still really powerful on his own. But that's not your problem. That's going to be a battle of succession that's going to take place in the coming days and weeks.
Yeah.
Not your guys' concern.
His problem, not ours.
Yeah, exactly. He also told you the
Maybe
location.
mine.
Yeah, Gregor's problem, yeah. Oh, Gregor might be seeking new employment.
Maybe.
He told you the location, that he had crash landed the ship in Bardest some months ago, and that it had landed in the middle of the Bardestian dunes and is currently sitting at the bottom of the Chasm of Bones that he had to climb out of and is quite monster infested. And so he has kind of abandoned the ship at this point and is not thrilled about having to give it up, but also not totally perturbed because he wasn't going to be using it unless he could get it fixed anyways. Speaking of getting it fixed, on board was a mechanic of the ship that Abraxas had saved from the destruction of the capital, but then kind of took captive because he needed someone who knew what to do and didn't want him to leave, so he shackled him to the ship. And it was Brog, the turtle artificer smith from the last campaign, who was Ein's personal blacksmith and forged like draconic weapons and armor and things. And you found out he's still there on the ship, and with a few sendings and scries, he's still alive, eating mayonnaise from an alchemic jug, and drinking water, strangely, from coming from the ceiling, which led you to believe that he might be deeper in the dunes than you thought, such as the under elk chasms, where there might be underground water reservoirs, giving some hints. But he's not in immediate danger, but he's certainly uncomfortable and gave the party a bit of a pause on your next steps. You were going to go directly to the Karanis Isles, but knowing that there's a potentially repairable sky ship on the way with also a slowly dying turtle, changed your priorities a touch. So we left off, I believe, with you guys meeting up with Viscar and Freya, as well as Chorus, briefly, to discuss upcoming plans, get information on Limestone, where you have to go anyways to go meet up with Azote to discuss something about the Quetzalcoatl. There's a lot of things along the way. But last we did leave was in the tavern of the Brawl, which I guess I'll put us back on that map for the time being. The party is with Viscar and Freya. Chorus has already left, and you guys had discussed how to proceed in the immediate future. Viscar and Freya will be joining the party, basically, to go along to help Azote defeat some cloud giants. You learned is probably what you're going to have to do for the Quetzalcoatl. And I think the last thing we were doing was you guys were deciding what to do before you left town to get a room for the night. Any last conversations or discussions you'd have. Peria also received a very weird note from Chorus in his last steps out of the door, who provided you all with a map of the Karanis Isles that was enchanted to show the location of Risenrek at all times. And so, as we pick up now in the Brawl, it is about, I think it was like 4 or 5 p.m., something roughly. Yes, sorry. It is exactly 4:23 p.m. On a bright sunny Tuesday. Now it tells weather.
Oh no, I can do that with a cantrip.
That's right. Sorry, you both can do that. This is seriously like tuning into the weather forecast with Mira. All right. So, Paisan's Renegades, as we pick up in the Tavern of the Brawl, you guys have decided to travel together with Viscar and Freya, but in the immediate, there is still a need of finding a place to sleep for this evening, and any last-minute things you'd like to do before leaving the city of Devestorlin. What would you guys like to do?
I would like to sleep.
Sleepy time.
Sleepy
Well,
time.
one thing we should probably do is, clean up the you know what. So you guys are gonna be out of town for a bit.
We have Narcoshot.
The what? Oh. Wait, what are we getting
I'll
at?
send a message to Q. Be like, I think we can ask Narcoshot over the next 3 days or day and a half it
Yeah.
takes to
Hi,
get
Mira.
advice.
Hello. How are you?
This message.
Well, I kind of wanted to trade with some K, and I need her to be able to use her stuff over the last 3 days.
Okay. Narcoshot, where can one find purification for money? The exchange of coin.
The Fane, as has been discussed previously. The Fane is where the purification services are licensed out of. And thankfully, as we've discussed before, you don't have to pay the exorbitant cost. You get to, because of your status as champions, you have gained the right to typical costs.
Okay.
However, if we're discussing what I think we're discussing, we can't just go there for that. Can we?
It
No,
would look like how I asked you to, after so much vigorous training, overdid it. Send a message.
Yes.
I've inflicted upon myself, and then it'd be purified from someone else, not the actual thing itself.
I see.
Unify
That
this
seems
message.
that seems reckless, but fair, I suppose. If there's nothing else, I mean, I could just do it in private as
That's what I
well.
said. But that's what I said. That's fine. Q wants to do things Q way, so we're gonna do things Q way. The Q way.
She
Doesn't
did defeat a
let us
sun
explain.
dragon. So.
We can do things the Q way.
The Q way.
Yes.
Are we staying here the night, or what are we doing here?
Oh, that's a good point. Do they have rooms here?
Who do you
Probably.
ask that to?
The bartender. I'll approach the bartender. Hello.
Hey.
Do you have lodging?
Yeah, of course we got lodging.
Is it good lodging?
Fuck you mean by good lodging?
Like, does the door lock?
It's like he has to think for a minute.
I need to work on that.
There might be a room or two that still has locks.
Oh.
Can't say that
Gold.
broken.
Put 20 gold on the table across the counter. I feel like that's way more money than a room is cost worth.
All right,
you know?
oh, yeah, he looks the gold. All right, I mean, I'm not one to pass up a bargain here, but sure you want to stay here?
Look back to the group. Do we want to stay here?
I mean, we could
It
probably go
depends.
somewhere with better rooms if they don't have.
I don't know where to stay.
They have beds, right? You have beds that aren't, disgusting? Yes?
Wait. Weren't we gonna go to the gold hoarders at some point?
We already did.
Hold on.
No, you guys
No,
went to
the
the Chroniclers Guild.
Chroniclers.
There was discussion of possibly going to the Gold Hoarders
get
for
iron.
ore, but then you guys discussed with
yeah.
Viscar and learned that you could just get a lot of stuff at
Yeah, fair.
Limestone.
Yeah.
Because if you guys, at this
Yeah.
point, if you guys are gonna take the boat, it wouldn't make sense to buy ore here.
No.
Mhm.
Gotta pay more to transport.
Yeah.
Oh, it would be a hefty cost to transport heavy ore.
Yeah.
Can we put us on the Bardest map or the
Vestorlin?
that map? Yes.
Sure.
The city we're in.
City map. Sure.
City map.
How dare you not know the name Devest Orland?
I know. I forgot. It's been 2
No,
weeks,
it's
man.
fine. No, it's fine. I was joking. It's a complicated name. It's a fantasy name.
It got
Um,
apostrophes and shit.
Yeah, it's got fucking apostrophes and shit. How am I supposed to know what this
Come
means?
on, man.
Oh, one second.
One
Not blurry.
sec.
Whew.
Well, we could.
My eyeballs.
I don't know. We could probably stay in the victor's respite because we are the victors and we deserve respite.
Yes, we can
Respect.
see how mediocre it is to our spa.
Also, we're so close to these people.
Yeah, the brawl is
I
also
hate that.
very central to 4 of the 5
Yeah.
claimers.
Yeah.
I would prefer to be in the area that, doesn't have one right
Can
now.
I get I get
Victor.
a round of perception checks real quick?
Excellent.
Sure.
I love perception checks.
Perception, so good.
Yeah,
Oh boy. Ooh.
All right. We're all sucking.
Yay.
Oh, whoops. Wrong check.
Yay.
Hold on.
And that's persuasion,
Oh,
Mira.
It's one higher. If I clicked the right one.
Yay.
So yours is 20?
Yeah, it should be 20. I clicked the wrong thing, but my perception's
One
better.
sec.
Thank goodness.
To do a thing real
They
quick.
changed the text font.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm looking at it like, am I losing my mind? Something looks different.
My passive is 20.
Okay. Well, let me just do a quick.
Cute.
And she has
This
earwig.
out-
It's
too.
just D20.
Oh, yeah.
So they're saying.
Mira, you catch a small bit of conversation between Q and Narkushan off to the side. You hear Q request Narkushan take her or find someone from the Fane to take her to the Claim Chieftain. As you guys are heading out of the tavern.
Let me check something real quick. Q, why are you going to see the Claim Chieftain? And why are you... This is in your head, hold on. And why are you hiding this from everyone? Q.
Oh. One word.
Yes.
A lot of use.
So that was a message?
That was a sending.
That was ascending. I used a spell. I had to see if I had him back.
Hey,
25 words.
that fucking earwig.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. I should have had advantage. Hold on.
Yeah, you should have, absolutely.
It was... Okay, it's still 20.
Continue.
Continue.
I don't like the new font. It's weird.
I like it. Anyways, continue, AJ.
Just have to ask some questions. And I feel like she would prefer less. No, I take it back. I feel like she more willing with less people.
Didn't really answer the fucking question, Q.
What does Mira do?
Nothing at the moment.
So where are we going to go for sleep then? Because I don't prefer to be around. Well, he's dead now, right?
Yes.
Prola? Yeah.
Very much dead.
Why don't we just go back to his place?
Because it's probably going to be chaotic and
What do you
people
mean?
try to take over.
We'll just go to the
Great.
victor's respite.
The whole point is to sleep, Medea.
Maybe they have like a champion's room, at the victor's respite. Just for us.
All right, you pulled my leg. It's fine. Let's go there.
Okay. Can I get... God, this is getting... Can I get just Paria and Medea to give a perception check now?
Okay.
Okay.
Perception check.
Perception. I'm great. Yep.
Perception.
1 and a 2.
15.
Chris, can I get a stealth?
Oh, sure.
Thank
Uh-huh.
goodness.
No, you-
that we are not fighting right now.
Cool.
'cause
Here's my...
Lord help
Me and Para are just talking to each other.
We're
Slide
deciding,
hand right
Great.
Victor's respite.
Thanks.
I see.
Ah,
Yes.
Heavy
Okay.
armor.
Medea, as you guys are just walking through the streets, you subtly check, and you can just kind of see Mira try to tug. Oh, by the way, I guess at this point, Mira, oh god, so many little things.
Yep.
Mira, could you give me a strength check?
Oh my
and
fucking.
Oh.
Q, if you're going to try to resist being pulled aside by Mira, could you give me a contested strength check as well?
PvP.
If you're not going to
PvP.
contest it, I won't even need a roll. Because Mira is trying to pull you aside.
There's no malicious
She
intent.
does have the alert feat, so she probably wouldn't be surprised by it. So
Yeah, that's true.
Sure.
Yeah, if you don't get surprised.
Well, if you need it, there it is. As a save, sorry.
I guess
So it would just be the 14 then.
I guess
Or just the
I guess
14
so.
then.
Oh,
Yeah.
she'll let it happen just she knows Mira's trying to figure out what's
Okay,
going on.
so then what happens here is as you guys start walking, Mira pulls Q aside. Medea, you catch the movement out of the corner of your eye, and you see your sister and Q disappear into an alley.
Oh.
What the fuck? Aren't we going to the victor's respite, guys?
Yeah,
has
that's
been-
where we're going.
Well, they're not. I
Who?
just look back.
I
Like,
wasn't thinking pull in an alley. I was just thinking kind of like trail back
You
with
said pull
distance.
aside.
Okay, fair.
You literally said pull her aside.
I
Pull
did.
her
Going
off
on.
to the side.
I'll go up to them. I'm like, okay, what's going on? Aren't we going there? Do you want to stay at the Brawl Tavern or what?
I mean, yeah, I don't.
I
know much
tripped.
Okay, yeah, insight on that with advantage.
about it.
Deception, please.
Uh-huh.
See, Mike, you didn't need to
I am
prepare.
getting I am literally getting messages from my players about what they secretly want to do to the other players, and I'm like, okay, God, all right.
Yeah, I don't buy that, sister. What's going on?
Whatever. You, why the fuck? You didn't when you send a message, you need to tell me why, not just, oh, I'm doing it to do this
But
thing. You were very vague. Why are you going to see Zivadona?
Zivadona?
Narcoshan's standing nearby, just like. Good thing you're all not spies from another kingdom, otherwise.
Yeah, no, it
Disaster.
really stuck at it.
Yes, quite a bit.
Wow.
Why are we going to see her? Or why is she going to see her?
It's true.
We're not. I was trying to go see her.
Well, why?
I have some questions.
Yes, what questions, Q?
One of which is mainly the Tyrannus audience.
Okay.
If
Okay.
it's too close for us to use teleportation during battle.
I don't
Or
think
not.
you need an audience with Zivadona to get that answered.
Mm-mm.
Asking for a casual audience with Zivadona to be like, hey, can I teleport in your land?
Narcoshan would also speak up and say, "Is that really all it was? Because you making it sound like this is something clandestine, and I need to hide it from others.
No. I do have another question.
Is it concerning the thing I gave you?
No.
Okay, good, because otherwise I would not take you.
Yeah. I do really think she didn't see. Like, come on. I had to hold it out there.
Let's not poke the dragon any more than we need to.
Quite literally.
Does we all know about it, right? I'm just making sure.
At
Yes.
this point, I think so, yes.
Okay. I'm just making sure.
Paizin's like, what are we talking about?
Nothing.
How great of spies we would make, Paizen.
Yeah.
Oh, the best. I mean,
Yeah, the best.
I mean, who could beat us? If
Well,
anyone found you spying, we'd just kill them.
Mm.
roll intimidation. You didn't see us.
Yes, exactly.
And you definitely won't see us now. Gouge your eyes out.
Picks up a rock. I use modify memory.
Oh my god.
Removing it is modifying it.
Yeah.
Anyways, Paizen
Oh,
is a
wait,
spy as a thought.
Our
Mhm.
friend Viscar still in the group.
No, I think they would stay at the tavern. I think they're staying at the brawl, is
Okay.
my
Probably,
assumption.
yeah.
So
Okay.
they're probably just going to get some sleep eventually, or go into a couple of fights in the brawl in the evening shift, and then go to sleep.
No, the other question. More asking for permission for something later.
Q, what?
What do you have to hide it from us?
You're
I'm
being...
not trying to hide it. I just
I did
what
not...
we're about to do.
Nakushan, can I borrow you?
What we're about to do.
Oh, sure. Let's do some more clandestine meetings. Why not? I'm gonna go discuss heresy with Perry off to the side, I suppose.
Right.
No, it's fine. Marcus can hear it.
I already walked away.
Be right back.
We're about to go potentially find the last beast. That I have to
Right.
find.
Mm-hmm.
Once
Right.
that happens, I'm technically not exiled from Sicily anymore.
That is right, and we have plans to go back to Susel.
Just hear me out.
Mhm.
I'd rather stop them from killing each other before it happens. And I'm hoping they might be willing to listen to me once I've gotten it all taken care of. And when I say them, I mean all of them.
Q, I think that ship has sailed.
About 3-4 months ago.
When
Well,
your
you
ship
know
sailed.
what might bring it back around is if I told them the whole fucking world was going to be destroyed by the mark. Including them.
Q, at this point, I wouldn't be...
We would have to have some kind of proof of that. We can't just say, "Oh, this is gonna happen." They might not believe us.
Q,
either.
do you really think that they don't have their hands in one of those clans? Do you really think one of them wasn't influenced by them and is being helped?
Well, then unless we find out earlier on than not. Look, I just wanted to go maybe for a day using your key. And if I can't convince them...
Do I have a
I'm gonna come
tree
back.
over there? I don't know if I have a...
No, you don't. Q can use it, though. Q can use your key to know where a tree... If Q remembers a tree.
We can also scry on one.
Yeah. Primarily, the key can be used by anyone. It's just the
Yeah.
person has to remember a tree.
Yeah.
My
I didn't
thought
yeah.
is I use the key.
Naren has one.
Yeah, that's true.
True. Nothing else.
I use the key to go to a tree that was right outside of my tomb. And I talked to the Sphinx to see if he might know the way to contact all of the leaders at once.
All right. I'm fine. I'm fine with trying, Q. I don't want you to get your hopes up. I don't think they're going to listen.
Yeah. Well.
I mean, they've had rivalries for how long?
It's been building for years, and now with the only way to settle it gone and this neutral force disbanded.
Pyzane has been here for this conversation, and he has a stake in this. See, he's kind of like in contemplation. I mean, I'm all for trying. Stopping the infighting would be great because we got bigger shit to fry. That's the saying, right?
Something like that.
There we go.
Bigger fish. Yeah.
This is more like shit.
Yeah. Less tasty, yeah.
I'll be honest.
Yes. Right. Yeah, that is part of the saying, isn't it?
I'm partially hoping that once I restore the last beast, I might be able to connect with the Kieran better. And if there was anyone who could stop this fighting, it's the Kieran.
So, okay. I mean, my question is, what does Zivadona have to do with that?
Zivadona has to do with that is I can't teleport out of the country if I pisses her off.
I mean, you can. You just would piss her off.
Right.
I'd
Just
rather
wanna come
not.
back.
Sure.
I'm
get ya.
basically asking for permission for a round trip out and back. And I just have Peria message her some
Well,
we're about to do it.
yes. Alternatively, there are trees within the islands, and we know that Zivadona does not have, kind of looking at Narkashan,
Well,
full control
I've
over
said it
it.
before. Well, I've said it before that if it's part of Bardest, you shouldn't do it. And again, now that you all kind of know my deal, I don't really give a shit personally. But from Fane law standpoint, no, I would not be able to advise that you can teleport in the Karanis Isles. It would still be illegal. But she doesn't really interfere with the Isles for some reason. I don't know why. I don't even know why she's sending us there rather than taking care of it herself. She's always kept a distance from the Isles. So it's possible that, well, there is a sort of workaround to the whole teleporting thing, but again, I would never say this in official Fane capacity. From what we understand, Zivadona can just sense the location, not the specific person teleporting. She gets a sort of pinpoint idea of where it occurred, to the degree it occurred as well. But she doesn't immediately know who teleported. So, for example, if you were surrounded by other people who were also teleporting, she'd have no way of knowing that you were one of the ones. It just tells her where it happens, not who. Now, if we're in the middle of the desert, it's pretty easy for her to do a scry or something and figure it out. She also has the Silent Hull. Their primary duty is hunting down those who break the claim law, which includes teleportation. So it's possible if enough teleportation happened in a small period of time, Elastirith may be paying us another visit. Hard to say. Apparently she used to have Osiren take care of the long-distance ones because he could move so quickly, but that's no longer an option.
Yeah.
If you're going to ask for permission, though, I don't recommend it unless you feel like testing your luck. She's been particularly giving with us lately. Particularly lenient. I don't know how far we can push that.
I agree with that.
Well, I did have a payment in mind if she would.
I swear to God, if you're talking about what I think you're talking about.
No, come on.
Okay. Well, I don't know. You're the one trying to be all secret about this. It sounded like something that was...
I would have a sword that was given to me by Perry's close personal friend.
Isorin?
Isorin.
It perks up. I hear my close personal friend.
And
I
don't know how much you care about
Let
that.
me just... You know what? Let me just simplify this whole thing. I can request an audience. I can't guarantee anything. If you get your audience, you can ask whatever you'd like.
Also, doesn't she have like wait times for these kinds of things?
An audience is something that doesn't happen often, to my understanding.
It is not. She does not waste her time with the little people's concerns, typically. However, we have business, and we are the champions. That does offer us some leeway.
I suppose, but we have already...
I'm not guaranteeing anything. But I can ask. There's nothing wrong with asking.
I just think that we...
I just think we need more of what the situation is in Suseo. I mean, has anybody contacted Peria or Q?
Peria, have you talked to your mom recently?
Probably like last night or something,
Oh.
the night before. Yeah.
Has she talked to her, nephew? Was it the nephew or uncle?
It was a nephew.
Nephew.
Your
Her
cousin, her nephew.
Your-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not good with
Me
the family
neither.
thing, you
I
know.
get
Family
confused
trees.
too.
Family, yeah.
He's your cousin, her nephew.
Her nephew.
Your
Yeah, no, no,
uncle's son.
yes.
Well,
Her brother's son.
all we already know is they're currently at odds with each other.
Okay.
The Crimson have teamed up with the Verdants, and last I heard,
Cobalt
the
with the
alliance between Cobalt and the other two is strained.
alabaster.
Yes. Last you heard was the Cobalt have kind of taken to a position of on their own.
Yeah.
So now it's kind of a Golden and Alabaster alliance,
Oh.
a Verdant and Crimson alliance, and then the Cobalt are somehow holding their own against the other four.
And my thought is that the Cobalt is because of
The Order.
the Order.
If
That
any clan.
yes, if any clan was going to turn to dark magic like that,
Surprising though, because of the alabaster's relationship with Costellas. So
Yes, relationship.
yes, relationship.
Never forget Peria's outro to
Oh.
Oh my
I'm
god.
embarrassed.
oh,
It was rough. Anyways, that's a
Yeah.
good time.
that's the thing.
That was a-
You left an impact. But that way, an
Mm.
impression.
that image was.
Let's not. Nope.
Yep.
Anyways,
Moving on.
well,
All I want to say is, like, Q, I know they're all at war with each other, but we have to try to help fix it first before we go back. I feel like that would just make things more complicated.
What do you think the beast was supposed to be for me?
I know. But we have to go do that.
The thing is,
yeah, she's. I believe the understanding is you're talking about after the Celestial Beast going to Susail, but you want permission now for when that happens.
Yeah.
Is that what I'm? Okay.
it's yeah, and it's complicated too because I was also once Arcus. Apparently, legendary figure for them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much respect I still command on that front or not, but I can't let my homeland destroy itself when I know that something bigger is coming. That if they don't get their shit together, they're all gonna be gone.
Pyzane, after her taking a moment, kind of just gives like a little nod. I've been thinking about that a lot, actually. It's technically not my homeland. This is, but I've always considered Susail just as close of a home after Orlith took me in. There's a couple of different ways we could go about it. I think it would be great if we could end the infighting sooner. Sure. We could definitely use the help of, the Crimson at least, with what we gotta do. But maybe, I don't know, maybe we should wait until the whole end of the world thing's taken care of, so we could really focus on Susail's really deep-rooted problems. I don't know if... Unless you have a solution, because we've been fighting over land over resources for centuries. We just had the right to kind of keep it civil. Now we don't have that, so... I mean, I don't really want to suggest it, but if the Crimson were to, I don't know, take over the other kingdoms, and then it's just the Crimson clan, there wouldn't be any infighting, because we'd all just be one. I don't know. Maybe that's the Bardestian in me talking.
Probably.
I think that is the Bardestian.
Probably.
Okay, definitely
Yeah,
conquest.
I'll shut up. No.
Fine.
Why
There
don't we
is
talk to
one more
mom?
thing I was
too?
kind of hoping on.
Right, maybe your mom knows
Yeah,
better
we
than
should-
we do. What
why don't we
the
have a talk
sitch
with
is.
Look, I just want the permission now, in case I can. Okay.
Very
Oh,
curious that
oh.
you're asking for permission.
Honestly, all
But I
to me
appreciate that.
to me personally, after we've done all the stuff here, I don't plan on coming back here. I mean, it's really nice. It's very sunny, very. But if Zivadona's gonna be here waiting with a whip or anything, nah, I'm
A
good.
ruler. A ruler.
I mean,
Slap
Pai's
on
ain't
the
supposed
wrist.
to, take care of
Well,
all of this and become ruler. Yes,
Well,
eventually.
remember, we want her to, agree to be our god. So, less pissing her off is probably for the best.
Well, we also have an
Narkashan-
airship. Who knows
yeah,
how fast
Narkashan-
that flies?
The
Kind of
Ega.
like, well, I mean, that's not really a
It's not
problem
a done
anymore,
deal.
right?
It's,
We're not certain on that.
it is up in the air.
Also, we're in the middle of the street,
Yeah.
right?
Yes. Also, we are in the middle of the street.
Let's go
Yeah.
get a room.
We'll talk about it when we get a room and we get out of everybody's ears.
Yes.
So where do you guys go to get a room? Where would you guys?
I vote
choose to go.
Victor's respite.
All right, we'll go to a lesser spot. It's fine.
Well, yes.
I wonder if they have bath salts.
We can ask.
We better have
Um,
bath salts.
As you guys arrive at the Victor's Respite, you do see there is a Fane member standing outside
Action.
who seems to be ignoring anyone else who passes, but as soon as you guys start to approach, does sort of perk up for a moment, and she approaches and gives a little bit of a bow. Greetings, champions of the arena. The Claim Chieftain has heard your request and would like you to join her for dinner this evening, if you would be willing.
Oh.
And you see, Narkashan is like,
I just look at Q and I'm like,
Middle of the street.
yeah. Narkashan says, I didn't send it. The other member goes, it is not required. See, Narkashan kind of looks a little confused. I see.
"Alright."
Of course, I wouldn't put it past her to keep a watchful eye. Thank you. We will gladly accept.
Mm. Yes,
Well, damn.
I just nod.
Quick question.
Let's
Q
go.
speaks Ancient Elkin, and does Paizane speak Ancient? No, he
No.
doesn't.
No, God, no.
because as soon as I said it, I was like, wait, no.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
just you and me right now.
Okay.
No,
Can
the
I
twins
would
have
like
twin speak.
to be
Mhm.
stealthy and pass Mira a note.
Okay, give me a stealth
Mostly,
check.
I
Or
am
sleight of hand.
trying-
Sleight of hand check.
Sleight of hand. I'm trying to avoid. Oh God, for
Hmm.
Narkushan specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it! I rolled like garbage today.
Man, man.
Have,
Look, I rolled a 1, a 2.
you have Narkashan
and a 4.
give a
Mhm.
perception check.
Maybe
Hmm.
maybe she'll suck.
Maybe, probably not, because perception's wisdom, and she's wisdom.
I mean, she didn't
It's
roll
Hey.
not
great, but-
good, but
Not great,
better.
but yeah.
So she sees Peria just like
God, I'm the
forcing
worst.
it into your hand.
Oh, oh, oh,
It's like, take it. You know, she just kind of cocks an eyebrow. She doesn't like, I don't think she gets, I think you feel like she doesn't get the sense that it was specifically from her, like you were hiding it from
Yeah.
her. You can give me an
It's
insight check
subpar.
if you'd want. It
Sure.
feels, yeah.
Sure. There,
22.
fucking hell.
You don't think that Narkashan believes you were hiding it from her. She thinks you were hiding it from the other Fane member that's here.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
she actually, hilariously, steps in front of you to block the view from the other one, and is like, God. And she, in her head, she's like, worst spies ever. And just steps in front of
All right, that's Narkashan saying now. We're
All right, I'll wait till
here.
I'm
I'll
alone.
message it.
Yeah,
Okay, you're gonna send it to Chris?
Yeah, I'll send it.
Okay, great, cool.
that works. That works.
The note chorus
Scroll,
gave you.
scroll,
Mhm.
scroll.
Yeah, we don't DM each other often.
No.
There you are.
way
find
down there.
Wait. Is it up here?
Here, I'll just bump it to the top.
Oh no, I was looking for the thing that Mike sent.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
The thing.
Man, I'm so happy. I'm not talking to nobody. I'm not complicated. Right.
And then an ancient Elkin, I'll whisper to Q.
I do not know ancient Elkin.
No, I know.
Pretty
I
sure
figured
only
that,
Peria and Q do.
Yeah. I'll say that Narkushan is the eye and the ears of the claim chieftain, even if she isn't willing or aware. FYI, be careful what we say. In ancient Elkin.
Peria, can I
kind of
get
voice
first
was
of all?
Yep. Another
Can I
stealth
get?
check.
Well,
Whoa.
how are you saying this to Q?
I'll go ahead and message it subtly.
That's fine. That's fine.
Oh.
I just want to share. If this was out loud, I
Okay,
needed to do a check then.
No,
Yeah, I was gonna be like,
Because you start
huh?
speaking, gibberish to everyone else. It's like,
Yeah. Oh, what was I? Shake my.
shake,
There we go. Shake.
Okay. Gotcha.
I mean, I guess you would imply. I mean, she's been trying to hide stuff a bunch already. At this point, I don't think it.
It's not sending. You can just talk back.
It's just yeah.
I don't think it matters.
One more. It does.
Okay. As the other Fane member converses with Narkushan with like the details of when to go over, and she also informs the party, you have had rooms secured for you at the Victor's Respite for the evening.
Oh, fabulous.
What
Courtesy-
did I say?
Courtesy of the Claim Chieftain.
Oh,
Oh,
how nice.
how
Well,
But
magnanimous.
this evening, you will be dining in the Claim Throne.
That's way better
Oh.
than a sparage. No offense.
I'm sorry, did you say we're dining
Well,
in the claim throne?
Oh yes, the Claim Chieftain does not leave the throne for
Mm.
much.
Ah,
This is an incredible honor, you should know.
I just
Oh, what have you done?
Fucking
oh,
hell,
I'm
girl.
sorry. Look, she looks to you. Oh, I'm sorry. Who was the one who said that out loud? Right, you.
All right. Well, you know what? I have something to work on. I am ignoring you. Where's our rooms?
They will
It's
have.
dinner
They
time
will.
now.
It would be dinner time soon, so you don't have a lot of time to
Okay.
spend.
I need to bathe quickly. I need to look
Yeah, no,
presentable.
you can go in the rooms, absolutely. You can get ready, but if you're thinking of taking hours to do something, that's not.
No, I'm just gonna be starting on a little
Quick refresher.
project of
They
sorts.
take you up to your rooms. They're on the top floor. Very like almost like the penthouse type style. It is one room, but with separate partitions for the beds, the chambers. It's one of those rooms where it has like a living area, then there's like a kitchenette kind of area, separate rooms, a balcony. This is the
Yeah, the penthouse.
Nice.
You have the penthouse, essentially.
Very beautiful view of
So
sun.
when we get up there,
yeah, you step on the balcony, beautiful view of the blinding sun.
yeah.
I'm gonna shut these a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, we need those blackout times
Yes.
3 curtains.
Blackout blinds.
Now I'll say for
I'm gonna
your
get
sake,
those
the balcony is facing this way,
Oh,
towards
bless.
like
okay.
towards the desert, towards the
It's
outreach.
still really
It's a beautiful view of the city tops of the buildings, and then the vast desert landscape beyond.
Yay.
So when we get up to the room, Mira, not reading the book, she pulls out some supplies and takes off one of her leather bracers, the one on her left arm.
Okay.
And she takes like the horns
know
of
what you're doing.
some creature, and starts to work on crafting something.
Yes.
First
I
thing
think
you
I know
do
what
when
it
you
is.
get into
Yeah.
a nice penthouse suite
Yes.
is
Arts and
craft.
crafts.
Look, no,
She swipes away
weird.
the fine fruits and wines and cheeses left out, and just clink.
So weird.
a fine
Cool.
workbench.
No, but that's strange. I just go and pick up a grape and eat it.
Look,
That's funny.
I need something to go with the satchel, and I need something that I can keep out.
And some nice garlic bread. Here you go, and I put it in your mouth.
Now complimentary garlic bread.
Why
Very
not?
nice.
Wait, don't
Wasn't
fill up
good
on,
food.
on carbs. We're about to have a big
Yeah.
dinner.
Also
Well,
Don't fill up on the bread.
Isn't there like a spell to make you hungry or something?
I don't know.
That's a great question.
I don't think so. I think it's the opposite.
I feel like
Leave
that
a
would
lot
be
of
like the
people's
most.
ailments.
I think there was a spell called Hunger of Hadar or something.
There
like
is,
that, but I don't think
it's
it
not
does what you
that.
think.
No.
Not that.
No. That's pain.
Yeah.
All right, so
Mhm.
Narkrashan, is there like proper etiquette in the throne room? Is there things we have to do?
I'm going to be completely honest. I've never
Idea.
ever dined with the claim chief.
Oh.
This is not something I've ever heard of happening before.
Oh,
Nobody
great, that's
just gets invited to dine with the claim chieftain. In fact, seeing the inside of the claim throne is. There are people who go in there, are born in there, and never leave.
Never come out.
Oh no.
It is its own sequestered part of the city.
It's in a
I've never been in there.
Peria, we went on it, not in it.
Oh,
No, we went in it.
No, you went on it.
We went on
on
it.
top
You were
of
on
it.
the top of the claim throne where the
Mhm.
seat is. It's actually there's no you've not been interior. You've not been
Oh,
into
I
the building yet.
Interior
Good.
You
crocodile
climbed the
alligator.
outer
yes.
steps
We
to the
went-
top throne, which
yeah,
is
yeah.
outside
We were
and
this
has it
part.
has like a pavilion, like
Yeah.
it has pillars and a roof,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
it is
misunderstood.
outdoors. Yeah,
Misunderstood.
like those
Geography.
mountains of gold were like a couple feet away from the edge of
Of
the
the
of
Just a little.
the pyramid. Yeah, actually, it's I do have it set. There is a shrine of tribute where people
Yeah.
will go. You can see there. People will go around and
Uh-huh.
collect the coins that fall off of the top of the claim throne and can turn them in for rewards. To be like, here, I'm returning the tribute back to the claim chieftain.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
like it's
So
like
just for
collecting
fun,
golf
just go,
balls or
"Mm,
yeah.
I'm bored. Pick this up.
There are people whose job is to go around and collect that, so other thieves don't get it.
Oh my
Mm.
gosh.
It's all a thing.
Well,
It's entertainment. Which is important.
She's like a cat. She's a giant cat.
Kinda, yeah. Actually, she
Yeah.
likes the really sunny spot, so she made it
Yep.
always sunny.
Yep.
That's
Hmm.
actually really funny.
And lay
Giant
out.
cat.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's gotta find her soft spot and rub it. It's fine.
That's funny.
Oh, jeez.
All right, so
bathe. Smell good.
All right. Yes,
bathe,
you
smell
guys
good.
can
Yeah, let's
prepare
take
yourselves.
a short rest.
You guys can take a short rest. Absolutely.
Yay.
Yeah.
You
Oh
know,
my god.
Thank
No
goodness.
spell slots.
I'm good.
I get not much.
Yes, I suppose you will clean yourself up.
That's at dusk. Each day at dusk. Has it been dusk?
it is currently dusk.
Okay, I'm gonna do my sword thing.
Get a third little slot back. Oops, that's fourth. Third. Here. Okay.
D2. It's just one D2 roll. I think it's run. Yeah, boy.
I mean,
Oh,
it's
not my
a
spell drinker. Shit. It was my other one. It was my amulet. Sorry. It was my D6. Yeah. That's daily at dawn, so that's gonna be later.
What time
Yeah,
was our
good
fight
smelly salts.
with the Braxis? Was it at noon?
Yeah, that was like noontime.
Okay.
The sun was like directly
Yeah.
overhead.
Alright. And it's like 6.
The other sun, the normal sun.
That was nice.
It's like 6 p.m. ish.
Yeah, roughly.
Alright. 2 more hours
Uh,
of Death Ward.
Ah, that's what.
Chris, for your thing you're trying to make, give me a dexterity check.
Sure, that seems fair. Beep-boo-doo, Dex is good.
Boobie-dee-doo-boo.
Not on that roll.
It might take another night or two before
Okay.
you feel like you made progress. Right now you're in the conceptualizing stage. You're like, if I put this here and then maybe that, you haven't actually gotten a whole lot of work done on it.
Fair
It's just a
enough.
lot of like figuring out what might work for it.
Okay.
But-
Sister, go on the dining room table. Why are you doing this on the bed?
It's soft and it's easy.
Ugh.
Fine.
My back was.
I just come out with like a towel on.
About
I don't really think about it.
about this time of the day, I'm thinking about it's roughly Peria, you get a
Hi,
message.
D.
You get a message.
Like
Hold my phone.
I'm holding my
it's
phone.
written down.
This is a sending spell
Yeah.
from Vivian.
Okay.
Hope everything's okay. Heard some troubling news. Order has verified your location as
No.
Bardest? Sounds like you're getting up to some trouble. Do I need to look into anything for you? And that's about it.
Okay. Leaving soon. Trouble always. Any info on Lady of the Sea? Karanis Isles. There's like a whirlpool in that map that we saw.
Let me put you on it,
Oh, thank you.
since you have it now.
13.
You'd probably look at it.
Forbidden Sea, Isle of the Lady? Southwest corner. Thank you. That's it.
Okay.
And one word, I couldn't think of anything else to say.
Thank you, Vivian.
Oh, Vivian! Yeah, that's the word! Oh,
The
shoot.
name.
Oh, gosh.
Okay,
I
I'm gonna
play
do.
D&D.
I'm gonna just do a. Well, let me just take a sec here. I'm gonna do D30 check.
Ooh.
You'd like higher.
Okay.
Doesn't mean
You
again,
like mine.
like I've been
Sure.
saying, low doesn't mean she knows nothing, but it's gonna influence how much she knows.
Juice or juicier?
Come on.
Right?
Juice.
Juice.
Mid-range.
She
Okay, that's not bad.
rapidly.
That's not bad.
Some juice.
Some juice.
You get another message. We'll need to do more digging. But does sound familiar. Believe the order has its hand in the pirates.
Oh, fudge. Of course they. Oh, yeah, we knew that. Just kidding.
They have their hands in everything.
The name Akshala comes to mind.
Akshala?
Why does that sound familiar?
I don't know, but it sounds cool. And definitely something I spelled wrong.
I will look into it further.
Cult of animosity really spreading. But thank you. Everything okay on your end? Is it? I'm low on spell slots. She can spend spell slots. Well, she's probably low on spell
She's
slots.
been the one spending the
Yeah,
spells. She
I
sent you
know,
messages. You've
and I
been
forgot.
replying.
She's, yeah.
Yeah, she's been the one sending. You've been
Yeah,
replying.
She probably only has one left.
So you just sent a spell back,
Well,
or
I
did you?
was replying to the
You were
one
just
second
replying.
message. Yeah.
Okay, so she'll have to send again. She doesn't have a whole lot left. I'm gonna say it's probably her last one
Yeah.
for the day.
I was replying back.
Not sure if the cult of animosity. That was just for Dane, but could look into it. Things are tense here. Things are in motion. Nothing specific yet. Be careful. And that's it. And you can reply.
I'll reply to this message. Oh. Multiple cults. That's annoying. But checks out. Hopefully things will be resolved soon. Out here. Stay safe. have an airship now. Almost. Speed!
And she doesn't have a spell to continue the conversation.
I know!
So the last thing she hears is, have an airship now. And she's like, wait, what the fuck?
I fucking love that.
What the fuck? I don't know. I don't know how to send messages.
Distantly, Vivian's like, she is the worst spy. God, how did she
The
get
answer is
chosen
yes.
over me?
It was nepotism.
Yes, exactly. It was nepotism. There you go. That's funny. Okay. That's about the time you get that message around evening time. All right, I'll put us back.
All right, the food was even. Yay! Hopefully
Oh,
we don't
Lord.
die.
Oh, sweet Soren, what are we doing?
I don't know. That's great.
At least we look good while we die.
All right.
Um,
Is there anything else you guys want to do in your like hour or so of time for prep?
I'm good.
I'm good.
Medea looks like she's in contemplation.
Okay.
What you thinking about?
I didn't say that. I'm just saying Becky.
Oh.
Becky says that
Oh.
Medea is in contemplation. I just said it in her voice accidentally.
Oh, okay.
Let's get back into the voice, okay?
It's fine.
Oh yes, Medea's in contemplation. Yeah, I'm going to say my name. I'm not
Paisane is
Gregor.
curious as to why we're talking like this. Paisane thinks it's because we met Visco.
Viscar.
Okay.
Oh my god, I'm crying. I don't know how to play D&D anymore.
We need to start over. It's too late.
Start the whole campaign over.
Scrap
Go back to
all
level.
back.
Oh no, please no.
Yeah.
Not cool stuff.
We're finally in the upper echelons of play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so after you guys bathe and rest and get yourself cleaned up, nicely prepared. You don't necessarily have like finery ready for you. You notice they distinctly didn't like give you specific clothes to wear or anything. You might be able to infer that Bardas doesn't give a shit about gowns and such. In fact, bloodstained armor might be a better thing to wear to the chieftain of Clan Claim's dinner. But as you guys exit Victor's Respite, the evening is setting in. The sun is the normal Invilla sun is very low. The Claim sun is actually starting to dim slowly and like smolder into like a blackened ember, as you've seen the last time you were here. The last evening you were out, not in the Colosseum, and able to actually see the sun. But you guys are greeted by a couple of Fane members who offer to escort you to the Claim Throne for your evening meal. Narkushan looks like she's gonna like step aside, and the Fame members say, "You are also included in the invitation." Narkushan, I
She's a
see.
champion.
I assumed as a member of the Fane that this was my apologies. I of course will attend. It's a great honor. Let's get going then. You can see Narkushan looks a little bit shaken. As you guys are led over towards the Claim Throne, you guys arrive at the base of the stairs, but instead of ascending the stairs, they move over to one of the walls, and they press a hand against the wall, and there's a small glow, and the door slides open.
Cool.
There will be no need to ascend much higher. We will actually be descending down to the dining room.
Oh,
Okay.
Interesting.
Please stay close. Do not wander. This is not a tour. She like takes a second to let that set in as she like stares each of you down.
Yep.
got it.
Got
We're
it.
here to have dinner only.
Correct. This way.
Sean, I like you better.
Thank you. Well, something to consider as we're about to be eaten alive or something. I don't know.
Are we dinner?
I don't know. I was kind of wondering that.
I hope not.
Well, I mean,
It'd be
it's
very
fine. I
chewy.
think it's probably gonna be fine.
Yeah.
We still have to do something for her, so she semi needs us, maybe. Hopefully.
Maybe.
Walking into the Claim Throne, past the hidden door at the base that does close behind you, you find walls adorned with gold. Almost as if she had melted down gold and had the walls themselves plated in it. Strange thing for an indoor chamber that most people will never see. It can only speak to an abundance of gold beyond anything you've ever known. Someone who has so much wealth, they are literally decorating the walls with just the pure value of wealth. Not even art, just gold.
That's cool. That's cool.
You move through a few hallways, down some steps. At one point, passing down a stairwell that has only one wall on one side, and the left side is into open air, as the center of the claim throne seems to be a cavernous chamber, lit with sparse torches here or there, showing what looks like a few dozen kobolds, dressed in similar attire to the Fane, fine jewels and gold, going about doing whatever it is they do in their given day. Some are carting supplies back and forth. You see some with large bundles of meat on a cart, taking them down into a cavernous pathway, where you do hear some distant rumblings and growls. You see some who are washing the floors, some who are cleaning up. Kobolds of every shape, size, and color imaginable, running around. At the center of this massive cavernous space, you do see a small arcane circle being drawn by a Furbolg woman at the very bottom with a staff, as this seems to be the part of the claim throne that Naren has been assigned to create her whatever it is. You see there are a few kobold guards standing around her, just bored as hell, but seemingly keeping an eye on the druid as she does her work. Naren does not pause to look up at you. She doesn't seem to notice you. She seems pretty engrossed in her work. But you do note she looks fine, unharmed. She's not shackled or anything. She seems quite kept, taken care of. But as eventually the staircase does wind into the wall again, and you lose sight of this large cavernous chamber, you descend further down. You now believe you may be perhaps located under the Colosseum or something adjacent to there. Definitely below the solid earth of Devest Orlin. And it's becoming a bit more chilled as you get down there. There's a bit of a chill in the air. But this is quickly erased as one stairwell leads into a hallway lit by recessed pools of glowing hot lava into the walls.
Cool.
Okay.
Becomes almost stiflingly hot at certain points.
I got my Doom Duster. I'm good. I feel comfortable.
And you eventually are led to a very large, ornate door, which is currently closed, but you do see light seeping in from behind it. The Fane member, who has been unnamed, has stood at the end of the door, turned to the party, and says, "If you were all prepared, please be on your best behavior, for your own sakes." She turns and knocks twice on the door, this big, heavy... And you hear almost crystal clear, as if she was standing right in front of you. You hear, "Come in."
Oh, gosh.
Like when she said it.
I hate that.
The door slowly opens without a single groan or creak,
Oh, okay.
and you are all led into the chamber. I will
Illusion.
put you on the map.
The doors weren't even there in the first place. This was another illusion. Illusionary terrain.
Yeah, at this point I would not be surprised.
As you guys are led into a large chamber filled with massive oversized pillows and lounges. Tables are strewn with various types of food, of meat, of drink, of fruit. It's not a dinner type situation like you're familiar with. Peria, you specifically had dinner with a queen of Calcifel 90 sessions ago. 91 sessions ago, which was a very ornate and dignified affair of officials sitting around a table. This, you see a number of figures lounging on pillows and small sofas. One of them, a sofa large enough to hold perhaps a dragon in the far back. You do see Zivadona just laying on one of the pillows with a small glass in one hand, as you are all welcomed into the chamber. Good. You made it. Find a seat that suits you, and take whatever you'd like to sustain you. I am so glad you could join us.
I'm just gonna go
Okay.
right on up. I'm
Yep.
not waiting
Narkashan-
around.
Narkashan takes a second, like...
I need to be able to do it first. Where is... okay, there he goes. I'm gonna go, with Mrs. Sister, let's go.
I want to grab some food and join them.
Oh my god.
Okay,
You cheeky
you walk
ass.
over. So you grab. There's a couple of plates of various, like. There's one table has mostly like hors d'oeuvres. One table has like mainly entrees, mostly meat based. There are a couple of vegetable options. There's also a table of mostly like wine, grapes, fruits, some cheeses. Doesn't look like there's much in the way of like a sit down and eat kind of meal. It's more like things you can eat with your hands or off of other things. And you see Hephaestari and Tinarok off on the side, and they are currently actually cuddled together on this little lounge. Tinarok laying on Hephaestari's chest as he's got an arm wrapped
If
around
they're
her.
cuddling, maybe I'd be like,
Yeah, no.
No,
never
as you step
mind.
forward, Hephaestari goes, you have come. Please, join us.
Okay, alright. Fine. Fine.
Just going
Mira
right over
steps
there.
away and is like, you're right, never mind, this is fine.
No, you're fine. Okay.
I'm gonna grab just the craft of wine.
A carafe of wine.
Craft of wine and some cheese.
Okay. Paisane,
Oh.
it's like, I don't really know where to sit. Narkashan's like, I don't know either.
You can come over here.
I'm gonna drink. Just pass the craft of wine over to Paisan and Archie. Where do we sit?
I'm
just gonna get some mutton or whatever this stuff is on the meat tray,
Sure.
and I'm just gonna plop in, and it's gonna like
Are there like
envelop me because it's a big ass.
Medea, as you sit down, the woman to your right, sitting kind of just politely with her hands in her lap, looks over to you. Sure, absolutely.
Yeah, close up. I like close up.
Ooh.
Oh, she's very
Ooh.
pretty.
Turns to look over at you.
I just
Passing.
Oh my god, no! I feel so judged. Is there like a normal size?
I'm
I'd
So
say
sorry,
you're above
I-
average.
I hope that you can forgive me filling you with arrows the other day.
Tinarok, who still has like the face cover, the veil, turns her head like, oh, that was quite all right. That was this morning.
Right, time is... Yes.
I'm sure it's part of the whole thing. I wasn't really interested in fighting to begin with, but I knew what I was getting myself into. But it's okay. I'm fine. Hephaestari's like, it did incense me a bit, but you were quite capable in the arena.
Yes, I'm...
For a bow user.
Yes, I'm sorry for assaulting your mate, but it was the arena.
Sean will come over here.
Yes, that's what I say. I like this large fluffy pillow.
I like how the rest of the party is all over there, and I'm just
Yeah,
like,
100%.
oh,
Yeah.
dragon friends.
Paisan's like,
Don't ask. My sister's strange.
After she like felt her plate with just meat, she's actually gonna plop on the floor right there.
on the floor in the middle.
Hey, whatever suits your fancy.
This woman over here on
Hi,
this one,
Fan.
who is currently picking apart, like she has what looks like a piglet, like a baby pig roasted, and is currently picking pieces off and just.
Oh my god.
She
Can we
looks
get a
over.
close-up
She
of
looks
her?
over to Q. Yeah, absolutely.
That's the black dragon.
Oh
Mm.
my god.
She looks over
so
to Q on the
dope.
floor. Do you have a problem with our seats?
I've never been one for the soft and squishy. Also, if I eat on them, I'll probably mess them up.
Yeah.
She doesn't seem to respond. Just sort of like keeps picking. She like plucks like a roasted eye out of the pig and just.
Lovely.
Just drinking a lot.
See, Vidona goes,
Sit down.
Carousel, don't torment the little girl. She's quite the capable warrior, aren't you? She can choose where she wants to sit. See, like
Probably-
as she says little girl, she does kind of look you in the eye.
Probably the only person she won't snap at.
Good. Very good.
Smart.
You just see like Narkashan like rips part of the pillow she's on, like, God damn it, don't you dare, don't you dare.
She didn't even know when she like an inkling of annoyance in Chu's eyes, but she doesn't say anything.
Smart.
Very smart. I'm very glad you all accepted my invitation. Today was very entertaining. And I'd like to apologize for my outburst. I didn't mean to ruin your big moment, but there was some housekeeping I had to do. Caprillo has been a thorn for some time. You see, there's a very large, like, huge-bodied man sitting
My
next to
God.
Zivadona, who has his arms around a more slender man sitting next to him, who are kind of like leaning together. He speaks up. Honestly, it is. It's been a long time coming, and it's almost a shame we couldn't do it ourselves. Zivadona waves a hand. I don't really particularly care for infighting amongst the strong of my nation. It's a waste of good potential. But yes, he was capricious.
If I may, Honor Zivadona, you don't have to apologize.
Don't do that. I don't need the honorifics. I don't need all of your greatness, your queen, my majesty, all that shit.
Understood.
This is not a kingdom. I am not a queen. And you are not a servant. You're a warrior who has earned the right to dine with me. So, try that again.
My apologies. I was raised under a emperor for part of my life, so. Old
It's
habit.
Sale, right?
Yeah.
I'm familiar.
Familiar. He's familiar.
You were saying?
I was saying you don't have to apologize because that was awesome.
You see, the man next to him. Agreed, honestly. And Hephaestus chimes in. Yes, it was quite the display of our claim chieftain's majesty. Tinarok kind of mutters. It was a bit of a waste, though. He was quite capable. He is the reason that we even beat Delanin in the end.
What?
Zivadona just like waves her hand again. I don't want to talk about the past anymore. I'm tired of it. Caprillo served his purpose well and overstayed his welcome. Toppling an ancient king is fine for a few hundred years, but honestly, he didn't accomplish anything else after that of note. Besides, the war was just boring me at this point. I'm actually glad you all asked for it to be over. I'd like to put my focus elsewhere, something that actually matters. Such as Ascension. Insight? Mira, what do you
That was for if she actually was okay with the war ending. How much she was actually like, I didn't care.
You do sense a slight bit. I mean, with a 13 insight, it's not super strong. I'd say
Profitable.
there were definitely benefits to having the war, and she definitely started it for a reason. It's unlikely she would truly have kept it going if she wanted. There's no reason that your request wasn't like giving her an out. She could have decided to end it at any time.
Yeah.
I think you have enough of an insight that you know that's a little bit of bullshit, but she's trying to be diplomatic about it.
Okay.
Which is something.
Yeah, that is.
I'm gonna look at Narkishan. I'm just gonna, as she's talking, I'm just gonna glance over at Narkishan's. Look, I want to gauge
Narkishan
her
looks.
reactions.
Narkishan looks
Yeah.
fucking terrified the whole time she's been in here.
Great.
She's also looking around at each of them,
Yeah.
and kind of like looking. she kind of scoots a bit away as she realizes she's sitting so
Mhm.
close to this one, who is the entire time has just been kind of not eating, just sitting there calmly,
No.
almost. She's been muttering this whole time, like, subpar. Why'd they even let him in here? She's all right.
Who'd she say she too?
Give me
I'm so
insight
glad.
check.
I'm so glad I'm far away that I didn't hear that.
Can I hear it with my earwig?
Sure, give me a perception check with advantage. With
Great.
because you're far away. Perception for you.
Great.
Maybe she was talking about you. She seems to think that the twins are acceptable.
Not sure what she means by that, though. With an 8 insight.
No. Peria, you could tell she was talking about the twins, and you're not quite sure what she means by that either.
Okay.
Alkiracel, the one over here, has just been staring Q down the entire time, as she's been like ripping apart this like baby pig. She's like been just eating bits of.
Whom she was ignoring entirely.
The one up here, the more live man laying in the arms of the larger one goes, Kiri, you can't eat that one, so stop salivating over her. She's a guest. It's like, Akira still leans forward, but you know children are my favorite.
Oh.
You see Zivadona goes, we will not be eating our guests this evening, Alkiracel. Please, have some dignity. These are warriors who won the arena. See, Alkiracel points a stretched finger. This one, too? To Q.
She's one of the strongest ones. You don't want to piss her off.
Is she a
I
dragon
say
too?
that.
It's like she asks, is she a dragon too?
No, but she could probably kill one.
She has.
No, I am not a dragon, but I did fucking fight an army on my own, so bring it on, bitch.
Q.
Oh, sorry,
She takes like the piglet, snaps the head off, and just like almost like an apple, eating like the skull and everything of the pig. You see a little bit of like green. She wipes away from her mouth.
To the future.
A toast. Give me a persuasion check.
Love it.
Holy shit, I love that.
37. As you say to the future. You put your lass up. Have I started across the way? Here. A good future, a bright future for our glorious nation with warriors such as these. You see, the more live man is like, I'll drink to that. See, the one in it's holding him is like, you'll drink to anything. Details.
Look.
Sivadona
The
puts her
craft of the mind.
Sivadona like looks over to Peria with like a bit of a cocked eyebrow. To the future.
Two hands.
Shaking.
Don't get it on the pillows.
Paise puts a hand like to steady it. Easy.
So, Zivadona, we have not been properly introduced to your other...
My apologies, you are correct.
Oh my gosh. Alright,
If you'd all please, you see if I start, like, I will start. It's like, they know you. Right.
No offense, Hephaestus.
That they do.
We know you very well. You're very... What?
As well as one can know another.
Well, that is...
Nah.
Yes.
Tinrock's like, he considers the battlefield just as intimate as the bedroom, I assure you. It's part of his charm. The ones on the couch with Zivadona, the large dark-skinned man is like,
Yeah.
You can call me Flay.
Yes. Yes, great.
Like,
The more lithe one, Doldaroon.
Yes.
Alkiracel. The one on the couch next to Q. picking her teeth as he looks to you. It's like there's like there, you now see there's like a slight green drool that like as it drips onto the couch, you hear with a bit of acid. And the
Ew.
woman on the far left, next closest to the party, Margot.
Margot.
And you are?
My name is Mira Veros.
Medea Veros. I just go like this. That's me.
Mira, Medea. That's acceptable.
Perianite.
Paisade, I'm assuming you... You know what? I'm not going to assume that you know me, because I didn't know any of you when I was the claim keeper. That's really weird, actually. Narkushan's I'm just a simple member of the Fane, but I am Narkushan, and it is a pleasure to be included, Claim Chieftain. This is a great honor.
And I'm Jutan, just call me Q.
Wait, that's your whole name?
Yeah.
Wait, you have a whole name?
What?
Paisade's like, wait, what the fuck? Where did that come from?
Yeah.
I don't like my full name, so I don't use it.
I think it sounds cool. All right, we're learning new
Super
things
Donna.
every
So
day.
many things. To the future.
Yes, to the future, indeed. I was very impressed with all of you today, and the last few days. I didn't expect you to join a tournament so soon after we discussed sensitive matters, but I don't dislike that initiative. It was nice to see your capabilities, exactly what I'm backing, you know. And I must say, I was left impressed. If I didn't know any better, you were all born and bred of Bardest. Well, two of you were, but still.
Okay.
I was particularly impressed in that last fight. There were some surprises.
I
She's
just
like
look over at my
picking
sister.
one of her nails.
Look over at my sister and look at Q.
Nope.
I'm not hiding nothing. I'm just like looking at them. Uh-huh.
Yes, we
See-
are full of surprises.
Yes, you are. And that's why I like you. See, I don't associate my peers here with most people. These are private to me and mine. This is what you might call my inner circle. Even the claim keepers weren't allowed here. See, like, Flay, Flestogus next to her goes, well, Osiris joined us a couple of times. He was a weird one. Yes, he was not suited to our affairs.
Can I do
Especially
an insight on
now.
that?
Yeah, sure.
It's just gonna be normal insight. Insight isn't great.
Hard to say.
I'm thinking naughty shit. Okay, great.
You do know this is her harem. These
Yeah.
are these are her.
He
I'm
was
just thinking
he was
naughty shit.
selfish.
This is
So-
a very powerful robe.
I hope you understand when I say that I am welcoming you into my inner circle, since we have such important business together. Everyone in this room is aware of the offer you have made me, just so you are informed. And they've all weighed in their opinions on the matter. I take their counsel very seriously. And my decision has not changed. If you take care of this business for me in the Karanis, I will gladly acquiesce to your request and become your goddess. If that's what you really want.
Yeah. I did have a question about the Isles. Um, as we're all well aware, you do not like people teleporting because headaches.
That's one way to put it.
Thing is, I wasn't sure because of how the Isles are if you would still feel it there. The only reason I bring it up is because we're obviously going to have to fight, and as you saw,
Yes.
a lot of us have teleport
Yes.
capabilities.
I understand what you're getting at. I was debating this because it's a slippery slope, you see. I understand that teleportation has its uses, and I do not detest teleportation. I simply dislike pain and discomfort when I do not need to experience it. One of my mother's great gifts to me before she left, a few additions to my skill set, one of which is a wide range detection of spatial distortions. It's complicated. It's related to the eons. I don't have time to go into it. It has led to some discomfort over the years, and so I have outlawed teleportation as a matter of fact, just to cut down on the amount of migraines I have during the day.
Blame that.
However, considering the nature of our agreement, I suppose it would be ridiculous to ask you to fight at half capacity if you're fighting on my behalf. So I'll make you a deal. I will allow all of you full range of teleportation throughout my nation. The Isles and everything included. In return, I would like to see that sword. She points directly at Q.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Give it up. Like Jizzle looks at Magic Side like.
Narkishan is pale. She has like dark tanned skin. It is just sheet white somehow. Blood has drained.
She will put down her plate, pull the bag over, and
Sorry, you cut
cut out a little.
she will pull her bag over and pull out the sword.
So as you unsheathe from the bag the bleached bone sword wreathed in this ethereal flame, Delanyril. As soon as you unsheathe it, you see Alkiricel like leans back from where she was like currently leaning forward, like drooling over you, leans away. You see all of them in the room jostle a little bit, bristled a bit. Hephaestari hasn't like moved, but his brow kind of furrows a bit. He's like, yes, that's familiar. Zivadona just sort of leans forward a bit. And where did you find this?
He just looks up at her, like, completely calm-faced.
Mm-hmm.
I found it in the tomb that you let us search.
You mean the vault of Barda? Of Bartoon?
Yes.
I see. So my cousin conspired against me. That is not terribly surprising, really. But it is disappointing. Very well. Hephaestari. See Hephaestari looks over. Yes. Zivadona? What do you make of this blade? Hephaestari will stand. Leave Tinarok on the seat. Come over slowly. See, as he approaches, he slows even further. Q, the sword in your hand grows a little bit hot as like a dragon approaches. And you can like feel like the sword reacting.
Dragon finder.
Hephaestus walks right up to Q. If I may,
Do you like to?
he'll take hold of the sword.
What is it made out of?
Zivadona answers. Dragon bone. The spinal column, particularly,
Oh.
of an ancient sun dragon by the name of Delaniril. You see, as she says that, Hephaestus looks back at her. I see. Now it makes sense.
That's my guess.
He like looks down at the sword in his hands in front of Q. I was wondering how you had managed to cleave Sunflame, our match today. At first, I attributed it to your remarkable skill as a swordsman. Now I see. Wield it well. My brother died for good reason, I am sure. He hands you the sword, forged from the remains of his brother.
You will take it back and give it a light bow. I promise to bring honor to his name.
Don't.
Oh?
He was a traitor who deserved what he got.
I see. Then I promise to bring honor to your name.
Better answer. Thank you. And he turns to Sivadona. And thank you as well, my Cleave Chieftain. I appreciate your trust in me. She nods. I had no doubt. He returns. You see, that sword was forged from the remains of the King of Delanan, Delaniril. Delanan was a... She actually takes a second. It was a kingdom, but a thorn in my side, a few centuries ago. After the great tragedy, they saw a chance to take what was mine. They were quite skilled arcanists. Psionic magic and nature magic, things of that sort. You will see if you look at any map in modern time, a large stretch of land known as the Scorched Lands. That is what, or where, Delanan once stood. And it is what happens to those who oppose me. She stands and walks towards Q. I would like you to stab me with that sword.
What?
I like get like this up on my pillow.
What?
What?
Put the wine down on the
Yeah.
floor. I'm ready.
This is the one time too, but actually,
I'll just do it. No, I didn't say.
yeah, that makes
Do
sense.
insight.
She's gonna insight too. She don't fucking know. She likes pain in this way, apparently.
She will stand.
Q,
You see,
Ooh,
the
don't do
others are
that.
like, starting to stand up as well. Flay's like, I'm sorry. What are we doing right now? It's like, sorry. It's like, my Claim Chieftain. This is
What?
unusual. Tinarok's like, I would really rather we didn't resort to violence. This is supposed to be a nice meal.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
I can't speak for sure. I can only guess based off of my own warrior's instincts.
Hmm.
I believe you're asking me to do this to prove a point.
Perhaps. But what matters is that I have ordered you to do this.
Let's do it, Q.
You're right. My mistake. I apologize for my wording. And you will
Have my
take
eyes
the battle
tackled.
stance.
All right. Make an attack roll.
Do I have Dylan my roll?
I mean, it's your normal
Oh
attack,
my.
but I think Dylan Hour might be 1+ higher.
Yeah, it's a plus
Yeah,
3,
but-
so just add
so
1
it'll be
to.
just plus
So
1
yeah,
to
just
your.
add +1.
There's a turn of events. She's like, stab me with it. Okay.
Do whatever you think you would do in the moment, flare or otherwise.
I feel like she wants me to hit her, so
Mhm.
I will
Gosh,
flare
that
for it.
stabbed me.
I
Stop
will
trying to
flare
hit
for
me
it.
and hit me.
It's gonna be one of those. Oh my. This is gonna end so badly.
29 to
28.
hit.
29 to hit will hit. It's even known as AC.
Cool.
So as you thrust the blade forward, where are you stabbing her?
I'd say she probably doesn't want me. Doesn't want me to hold back, so I'm gonna say the gut.
Okay. As you thrust forward, your blade enters, piercing her gut, and sticking out just a bit on the other side. Blood begins to run and spill out, staining the carpet below.
I just
She
get up.
grunts, and you can hear a sizzling as the ethereal flame seems to be burning a bit at her body. She grabs onto the blade and pulls herself closer to you.
Yep.
Is that the best you have in you, champion? Again.
I just wanted to.
Second attack.
I'm confused and
I'm
scared.
A crit.
Natural 20. Okay. You thrust in again. This time, about 3 or 4 inches of the blade emerge from the other side of her body as she thuds against you again. And she now grabs an arm onto you, still impaled on the blade. She leans in to whisper into your ear. I know who your mother is. I gave her a permanent wound years ago, and it will never heal. She will always feel that pain. Now show me your strength.
How much more should we do? It's a crit.
Is there anything else? Would you like to use Bushido to attack again?
Burst.
Yeah, she 10.
This just feels very wrong to me.
Are
you
bonus
guys okay
action-
with this?
bonus
They are
action
all very
marker.
tense, but none of them are
Yeah.
making a motion.
I mean, she wants this, but it feels wrong.
Narcoshon has a hand on Peria's shoulder and is like
Uh-huh.
gripping with like a white knuckle
Uh-huh.
grip.
Ow. Ow. Ow.
That'll hit. As you strike in for the third hit.
She immune to being blind?
This is a different sword.
Different sword.
Oh. Never mind.
She leans forward. There's now like a small pool of blood between you two at her feet. She leans forward again.
Not with that. Oh.
Now I want you to remember this moment. Anytime you or your companions even think that you can face me, if you even have the dream of fighting me, this sword, I do not fear it. I know its pain now. I am adjusted to it. It cannot slay me, nor can any weapon or artifact you wield. And she whispers real close to Q, so only she hears it. And I mean, even with your earwig. I do not fear murk or decay either. I will discard my aura before I die. I promise you that. And then she pulls away, pulling herself off of the sword. And as she does, you see her wound is already healing itself.
Oh,
Can you move whisper back?
She steps away
Okay.
immediately
Most
Alright.
impressive. Oh,
and begins to move back.
I think you misunderstand.
I misunderstand nothing.
I have nothing against you.
Oh, I know. You seem to be the one with sense in the group. She turns and locks eyes. Perry, you think it might be with you, but it might be just over your shoulder. There are some here who hold delusions. Technology that removes decay is a wondrous thing. The world would be far better off if that was in the hands of every man, woman, and child who needed such life-saving technology. But I understand why you'd rather keep it secret. Could cause some trouble if people found out. I apologize, everyone. Looking to her, others.
very
See,
upset.
Flay comes over, puts a hand on her. Are you all right, Steve? Are you feeling okay? Thank you, Flay, for your concern, but I'm quite all right. In fact, I've never felt better. Now,
Can I do an insight on her?
the next course. Yes, by all means.
All right. I just the way she said it. I think she's fine, but
18. There was a slight pause in her speech, and you do catch a small hand kind of moving to the wound on her chest. But you see her kind of like wiping away some of the blood.
Yeah. Okay. I sit
Well, now
back down
that-
in my fluffy pillow.
Now that business is concluded, enjoy yourselves, relax, avail yourselves of food and drink, and the company, if you so desire.
Oh my god.
Oh no, I'm going with my company. Yeah.
Oh, are you?
Oh, she drinking.
Oh,
Drinking.
No, she ain't doing
I'm
that.
like,
I thought she was around the
Yeah.
room.
curious question. As she looks down the sword,
All.
Yeah, you look down at your
does
sword.
Aurora's blood look different than like her, like say her blood?
It just her blood look unusual. You mean?
Yeah, like her coloration. Or something.
Different.
Give me a medicine check if you'd like.
Just watch, it's like gold or some shit.
I was like, there's a flecks of gold in it. She
Like
bleeds gold. She's
slaughter.
so rich. Ah.
It looks like blood.
Okay.
Bleh.
Bleh, bleh, bleh.
Bleh, bleh, bleh.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. We're
Maybe
past
I'll
the craft. Back to
Store
the
the blade.
I'm gonna have to get that stain out of the carpet.
It's fine for the vegetation.
Just magic.
I'm just gonna eat my meats.
So I think my first act as new god of this world.
Eternally screaming.
It depends, I suppose. What do you all think? Do you think I should have a church to Zivadona, or keep it more cultish? Doldarun off the side, the gold-haired, lanky one. It's like, honestly, I'm not really big fan of religion, but I could see a church. I could start designing some symbols, if you'd like. Suppose.
What if it's a Colosseum of Zibadana?
Yes, I.
Arenas in every city dedicated to me. Oh. That's an idea.
I mean, wouldn't that be fucking awesome? Like, rather than just sitting around, reading a book, or it's warriors beating the shit out of each other in your honor.
I
See,
mean,
Flay's like, I do like this one. She's got a point.
I mean,
You.
it at this point it is almost like cliche that churches become corrupt and ugh,
No, a few churches that aren't bad.
yes, not all of them, but it's almost like a trope in the world that churches become evil and do horrible
not
things.
Well, as you say that, Mira, you have the earwig.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a perception check with advantage.
Ooh, we're gonna hear some juicy shit. That earwig giving us info.
Perception.
Perception, maybe. Mm.
As you're saying that it's a trope that churches become corrupt, Zivadona leans back with a glass and says, "Well, they did choose the bishop, I suppose." He takes a swig.
What? Oh crap!
We don't know what the fuck that means, but we do.
We know what it means from the last campaign.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm sorry, the bishop?
As you speak up, Zivadona chokes on her wine a little bit. I'm sorry, what?
They chose the bishop? I don't know what did you mean by that?
I was just muttering to myself. You don't need to worry about it. You have impeccable hearing, though. Are you sure you're not a dragon?
Who was it that
No. Zivadona, I believe?
Yeah.
It was Zivadona that said it, yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
correct.
okay.
You definitely caught her off guard for a moment.
No, I'm sorry to make you choke on your drink.
It's quite all right. I was not expecting someone to hear that. I was just talking to myself.
No, I am not a dragon.
Well, regardless, let's all have as much of a good time as we can. I apologize if I ruined the mood, but some things just have to be said.
Everybody here needs to know that
Not to mess with her?
everything is set. Everything is going to go as it needs to.
Yes, and we have a plan. We have an agreement. It's all working itself out.
Yes.
Well then. Is there anything else you guys would like to do while at dinner with Zivadona?
Yo, I'm just eating more than I probably should at this point because she's nervous.
Need another craft of wine.
She does actually have one more.
I'm sure. It's all right.
No, that's Chris, not Mira.
I was wondering. I know you were busy many years ago with your land, I'm sure. But I also have a feeling you probably would have heard of the eradication of the violent clan of Sicily.
Of course, he was my brother.
Excuse me, huh?
You all knew that the Emperor was a son of Kite.
Andorius was? We did know
Andorius
that?
was
I
a son of Kite.
forgot.
You did.
Well,
Andorius was a
Been a
child
long
of
time.
Kite and the Kirin.
Mike,
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
for chat, can you explain the bishop thing? For those who don't understand?
No.
No? Okay, sorry, chat.
Okay, I'll explain. It's fine. I mean, okay, this is tipping the hat, I suppose, at this point. So I'll confirm
You
what the party
can
must
keep it
assume.
vague, but
Sure.
just to explain.
At the end of the last campaign, two of the players who had resonated with certain forces of the universe. There was the Monad, who is like a force of consistency and order, and Invilis, a force of chaos and change. They each reached out to two of my players, which were, I believe, Becky with Dior representing the Monad, because you stayed the most true to yourself throughout the entire campaign. You were the most in line with function and order and form. Every other person had like class changes and crazy shit and had multiple characters. And then AJ was playing Rose, who was reached out to by Invilis because you went through the most dramatic changes as Rose went from being like a hick farm girl to a badass dragon riding warrior queen.
Yeah.
You know, all this stuff that happened. It was a crazy story arc for Rose. And they came to you in a sort of dreamlike vision, saying that there was a sort of game going on here, a cosmic game, some reality-altering game. And there was a chessboard presented, and you were allowed to choose, each of you choose, one piece to move on the board for each side, essentially. You were given the choice to affect how the coming events would unfold in the story of Elcast. And I believe Dior chose the bishop. This was representing the leaders of organizations, of religions, the priests and the prophets, the divine aspect.
Because of Philionor.
Because of Philionor. And Rose chose the rook, which was the underdogs, the downtrodden, the unsung heroes, and the villains and crooks of the world, the little people, because of Kedrick, you chose. And there was no knowledge as to whether this choice was a good or bad thing. It was just a choice. It didn't say that that person would that piece would become, you know, good or bad, if they would live or die, if it would be a positive or negative choice. It was just a choice. You know what? I'll just say it now because you've all kind of caught on. The campaign has been from day one themed around bishops and rooks. Literally, the Church of the Chitin Church, the rooks, the Order of Invilis being bishops, you guys being the rooks of every place you go, being exiled or driven out. You guys, sorry, I'm thinking about I have to come back on all of the times it's happened. Even the cult of animosity being like the bishops versus the people of the towns, the rooks. Every time I've made a decision, I have skewed it against bishops and rooks. Church involvement and criminals or some sort of like unsung like rebels have been a big thing. You've noticed a lot of revolutions and rebellions. The chorus of the unclaimed is kind of like rooks. Zivadona and her Fane are like bishops. Yes, that cat's out of the bag. I was planning on that being like a post-campaign reveal, but this was pretty good too. And it seems like, although this party has no idea about any of that.
No, none.
From a meta standpoint, Zivadona seems to be aware of that whole thing somehow. I will also say, Castellus did mention when he captured you, Bishop takes Rook. And you retorted with, how about Knight? And that makes more sense because your last name is Knight. And I was like, that's funny. But Castellus also seems to be kind of aware of this weird chess cosmic game thing. So there are some players in this world, some agents of either the Order or the Chaos that seem to be aware that there's some greater motions. But yes, that is what it was for chat. It was an interesting. No need to apologize. I have no problem explaining that right now. It's a very nice little reveal.
We kind of caught on to it. Yeah.
Yeah. Once the party had caught on, there was no point in realizing, what was going on here.
Yeah.
I had no problem explaining it. Yeah. I'm glad you guys, after 95 sessions, finally got on to my grander theming scheme.
Yeah, that's why I said it's kind of like a joke at this point.
It kind of is. It's kind of like an inside joke, just a bit. Anywho, so, remind me where we were at.
Q was saying something.
Q was saying something.
He was asking another
You
question.
asked about the Violet Clan and the Emperor.
Right, yes. And Dorius, yes, he said, and she said,
Brother.
yeah, of course I know he was my brother, which the party seemed to had forgotten.
Yeah, so what's she's like, you're my aunt?
You're his child?
Adopted.
Ah, I suppose then I am your adopted aunt.
I need another drink.
Here you
That
go.
was even
Thank you.
cooler than I thought.
I suppose. I didn't know he took in children. That's something I... Andorius was an interesting sort.
Hmm.
But yes, to answer your question, I knew about the eradication of the Violet Clan. And no, I did not come to his aid then.
No, I kind of wish you did, because it would have been easily able to stop me from killing him.
I'm very glad that I didn't stop you then, because he was a tyrant in his own way.
Right?
That's all
You
coming
learn
from
new
her.
things. Yeah, you learn new things every
Knowing-
day.
Knowing that you are the one who killed my brother raises my opinion of you quite a bit.
Hold on, I'm confused. I don't... He took me in.
Certainly. That's what I'm finding very curious. I don't know what he had use for you exactly, but must have been something. My brother was not a sympathetic man, he was pragmatic. I understood that part of it, at least. But everything had a reason for them.
Did find it interesting that I was barren.
Can I take a closer look at you for a moment?
Yeah.
Sorry, I know a moment ago you were stabbing me in this spot, but we're going to do something a little different here.
Yeah, her shoes are all messed up now.
Could you... you said you were barren, but I have seen you utilize auras. This is not yours, I assume.
No, it was given to me from an aura cage.
I see. Do you happen to have that cage on you at this time? Or a spare of sorts?
They took it away from me after I used it.
I suppose they are disposable, actually.
We have these. I'll pull out the Bartoon Spite.
That will actually work quite well. Please.
Oh, okay.
Very well. You do not need to bind her. Simply wrap them both around one arm will be sufficient. As you do, your aura is suppressed. She puts a hand out, and you see now, as she puts a hand out to you, you see a few things on her hand. One, there's a ring that seems to be moving through her own finger. Like it's turning, and as it moves, it sort of phases through her finger. Peria, since you're this close to, you
Yes,
can
I have-
recognize Kronos.
My glasses on as well.
Oh, you have the Chitin power gauge?
No.
Or-
My eyes are the minute seeing, so if I make an
Oh,
investigation check,
excellent.
I do so at the same time.
You can tell because you've
Oh,
seen
shit.
these before. She is currently wearing 3 vestments: Kronos,
Oh, God.
Vox, and Phantasm.
Ox.
She's wearing your father's 3 more powerful vestments.
Fine.
Makes
Of
sense.
course she can wear them without her aura being affected.
Yeah.
We haven't
I
seen her
didn't
use
say
her
that.
aura. Yeah.
Mm.
Anyways, as she passes a hand over you, you don't see any particular effect. My apologies. I thought there might have been something going on here, but you seem to be fine. Dying, but fine.
Yeah, that's part of why I'm looking for something here in your land.
I see. I assumed that perhaps you were some form of soul vessel for him, but there's nothing left of him in you, so it couldn't be.
Well,
When you mentioned he was curious about you being barren, it seemed that... Oh, never mind.
well, actually, you might not be entirely wrong. You see, I was once Arcus, and
As you say that, she does kind of perk up a bit. Ah.
his soul was within me.
Yes, of course it was. Curious, Arcus killed my brother. Well, I suppose that's the price you pay when you create such a foul thing.
That's she's like just an expression on her face, like, Wait. He made Arcus?
Well, I know he was working on something similar. A way
Another
to...
one out there?
if I remember correctly, he told me about it once. A sword that could control the 5 clans. To put an end to the fighting. The most practical solution possible. If one wielded this blade, they could forcefully stop the battles.
Oh,
Because you could control them.
You did control them!
And yes, Q, you will remember, you had direct influence over the other clan members while you were in Zazant.
Yeah. He succeeded.
Well, I'm sure he's quite happy in wherever hell he's in now. The Void or whatever. Anyways. That's interesting. I knew there was something more to you.
Okay,
What you
well,
are now, though, is very uncertain.
Yeah, I know. I've been told I'm like homunculus.
That's a good way to put it. Something halfway between artificial and real. Honestly, I don't really care. You are strong, and that's all that really matters. You can take care of yourself, fend for yourself, decide for yourself. You decide what you are, who you are. And if people don't agree with that, kill them.
Sounds like Q mentality, yeah.
That is the Bardestian way.
As Periel walks away, she whispers to Q, "You are real."
You are real. You're a girl.
You're a real girl.
And she just turns, sits back on the floor, but doesn't start eating again.
Q, do you want to come over here?
I'll carousel, or you could come over and sit next to me.
No,
You don't have to be on the floor.
back off.
That's our sister.
Sit next to Q.
So this entire time,
Oh,
fucking one person insisting on my time give a shit about me. Just to use me as a weapon. That's all it was to all of them.
do
Is
you,
she like
do you happen to know anything about, since we're heading that way, Captain Nabilis? Nabilis?
Steven was like, oh, me? I'm sorry, you were speaking to me.
Yes, you or any of your, compatriots.
I do not associate with them, the pirates of the Karanis. They are a... I don't discuss them. No, I don't know who you're talking about.
Very well.
does
Tinarok next to you, kind of like tugs your arm a bit and like leans a bit over to you. It's not my place to speak out of turn, but the Claim Chieftain had a bit of a past with a pirate, apparently. Something happened that it left her a bit hurt. I'd prefer if you did not bring up the subject again.
My apologies.
It's all right.
Insight. Damn it.
Not really getting Rose
No,
insights tonight.
my end. Nope, not tonight.
Can I look? What's Peria and Q doing? Is Q?
I'm like holding Q.
Peria's holding in the middle of
Yeah.
this feast something or other. There's a
Awful.
nearly crying child and a
Yes.
girl and a woman holding her in the middle of the floor.
Yep.
I'm gonna get
Pyzane,
I'm
Pyzane
gonna
kind of
get
looks
the
over.
biggest juiciest steak or something and bring it over and sit with Q and just offer.
Oh my goodness.
Paizane's actually going to walk up. Claim Chieftain, this has been a wonderful evening, but I think it's best if we perhaps retire to our chambers at the Respite.
Thank God, Paisane.
I was actually hoping if perhaps you and I could speak in private after this regarding my new roles I may have to undertake once you ascend. See, she's like, fair enough. We will need to discuss some things, especially since you're going to be leaving the city for a while. It's best if we talk now. But you'd better come back, Paisane. I've put too much investment in you to have to find another at this point. Understood. He looks over to Medea. Could you help them get out? Narkishan comes over. He's like, I'll fetch a member of the Feigned.
Run away.
Yeah, she
Run
100%
away.
leaves.
Well,
Bucket.
it was a pleasure eating beside you. Perhaps if I study one day we can fight again.
I would very much like the chance. One-on-one would be wonderful.
Ooh, I don't know if that's a good choice. sister.
Tinarok puts a hand on Hephaestus. Dear, I think you would probably kill her. I don't think that's.
I think that would be very interesting.
Tinarok like turns red. Oh,
Sister, do you
oh God, you're just like him.
Do I have
Very
to?
well.
I
do have
just would want to
Come-
prove
come
that
on.
I'm not as much of
to-
a
Come on, sister.
push
sister,
over as
Come on.
you
Strike
think.
back.
As I'm getting like drug away.
Strike back.
The bow is better than you think. Damn it! As I just get like drug away.
Come on. Come on.
Yeah.
It was a
You have to
pleasure, Steven.
Drag Mira away from the glistening golden god of Hephaestus as
I
he's.
know. I know. I
Jenkins.
like his abs too. But
God,
shush.
I-
Let's go. I'll help lead
yeah.
Q out as well. Come on, guys.
Paisane will kind of like occupy Zivadona as you guys
Yeah.
make your
I
way
just-
out.
I just bow and then I leave.
As we're leaving,
Yes.
I
Oh,
want to send a message
Okay.
oh God.
to the one who I've forgotten this one's name.
Which ones?
That's
Uh,
Margo.
Margot.
Margot.
Margaladoon.
Margaladoon.
Yeah.
I'm gonna blow their little slap and be like, so what did you mean by acceptable?
There is just a one-word reply. Fuckable.
Yes, that's what it was. Yep.
Ah,
Nice.
I'm acceptable. Yeah, validation. I don't want hers though.
All right. As you guys, as a member of the Fane who was waiting not too far out, Narkishan did not have to go far.
She's like, damn it.
Yeah.
Get the hell out of here.
Begins to escort you all out of the claim throne the same way you came, until eventually you are escorted out into the street. It's now about 8 o'clock at night. Sun has gone down significantly. There are, the low lighting throughout the city thanks to the dim burning claim sun above. And you are given free reign to go as you'd like. The Victor's Respite is not far from here. We wish you a good evening and thank you for your acceptance of this great honor.
It was our pleasure.
Hello.
Um,
It's not the very end and we're getting raided.
I mean, it's pretty close,
Hey.
but
Basically,
I mean,
it's basically the end.
we still gotta get on the boat yet.
Sure. Welcome, Ray. It's always right near the end.
Yeah, welcome.
Always right near
Hi.
the end. Welcome.
Hi, Fen. Thank you, Father. Appreciate it.
Well,
so-
you
Yeah.
guys are given free reign, and I'm assuming you all head back to Victor's Respite.
yeah, probably because Paisane doesn't know
yeah.
any better.
Is
Yeah,
Q walking
Paizane's
on
staying
train?
back. He's
Yeah, he's staying
talking
back
with
for a little
Zivadona.
bit. I kind of want to
You're not escorted,
Eavesdrop.
so you can just go.
I can scry later.
You can test the
Yeah,
the
please.
the
I don't think I
raid.
could.
Damn
No, I
it.
guess I don't think I
Command,
could. Well,
Mira.
I'd scry on Paizen. He'd fail.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Anyways, but is Q walking on her own, or is she just kind of like
Defeated.
comatose?
Yeah.
She's still kind of checked out.
Kind of checked out.
Well,
Okay.
that didn't work. Okay.
We're just
Kind
gonna
of.
I guess it's a middle ground. She's still walking, but checked out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Para will just stick with Q and kind of guide her to the
Yeah.
to the place where we're sleeping.
I'm kind of just gonna be like, come on, sister, let's go. Go back to the shittier spa.
Right. Yes, I suppose we should.
Shittier spot.
Shit's your spot.
The not as good as ours spa.
Yeah.
Don't let her hear you say that.
Well, it's
She already did.
Yeah.
True. You see, as you're walking though, Narcoshan is just kind of like muttering to herself, like, "What the hell did she know? How did she find out about all of it? She knows about the glove. She knows about the sword. The hell doesn't she know?"
I mean, look, she's the eternal sun or something. She knows everything.
This doesn't make sense. I should be long dead if she can hear things like that. Unless she really doesn't.
She
Here?
just finds
Unless
you
you-
interesting.
And she pauses. She takes a second. And kind of looks off to the side. Unless you really don't see me as a threat, do you? You've known the whole time.
Yeah.
You even put me on a team designed to hunt dragons. Was it to mock me? Maybe I deserve it. Perhaps at best I don't accompany you to the Kranis Isles.
No.
How come?
No.
No.
How come?
No, you cannot
It's
eat the
clear now.
dragon.
But then again, I
Narcoshan is
suppose,
the best spy in the entire group.
without even meaning to be. I'll leave it to you. If you don't mind the Claim Chieftain hearing every word you say, knowing everything you're doing, I'll come. But I want you to know my goal has not changed. I'll find a way somehow. And I will never pray at her altar if she does become a god. I'm going to my home for the night. I will meet with you at the docks in the morning.
See you there then.
She comes over to Q as well. I won't pretend to know what you're experiencing. I never had anyone either. It's what made me strong. Find a way to turn that into strength. But know that you have people now. It would be a shame to waste your potential. And she'll part ways with the group. Head over to apparently her house, because she does live here.
That's
You
fair.
got a house.
Cool.
So, as you guys part ways with Narcoshan, who's very contemplative of her role in this group, knowing now that she is in fact a spy without meaning to be.
The best spy.
As you guys leave the Claim Throne, there is a sort of, I think, a moment where it all kind of clicks for you guys. Zibadona knows everything you've discussed while in the presence of Narcoshan, which includes
Yep.
Ein.
Yep. Yep.
Hmm.
Oh well.
But she doesn't seem
Worried.
concerned.
No.
She didn't hear
That
anything
could be-
about about her
Vestments.
son, right? I don't think. we said that in
Narkashan was not in
Narkashan.
the room
Not
because
present.
Chorus specifically didn't let her
my
in.
God.
Because Chorus is the one who told
Knew.
Peria with the note.
Yeah.
So the fact that you guys know Chorus is her son is still one of the few secrets you have.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Thank God.
Because Narkashan doesn't know that.
We got one secret.
I ain't gonna tell Narkashan neither.
But now the group does have to decide, do you want to have Zivadona's eyes and ears in the party at all times with whatever you might be doing?
Eh.
Eh. Eh.
I mean,
Look.
General
if you
consensus
say-
is eh.
Look,
If we just say Narkashan, just have a separate room. We'll have our own separate rooms. Fine.
look, it is my
Yeah.
theory that whoever this person in the Karanis Isles is. No, actually, no, Mira wouldn't be able to make that conclusion. That's knowledge that. Never mind.
Hmm.
That's knowledge that Chris has.
No, it's knowledge that Ice Queen has.
Ah.
Oh, Capella.
Oh.
Oh, interesting.
Ah.
Well,
I wish Gregor heard any of that. I'm so upset.
yeah, well.
What?
Maybe Paisan will tell him later.
Maybe.
Well,
We're
as you guys get
comforting
back,
you.
is there anything
Yeah.
you guys would like to do in this evening?
Hmm.
I think
Does
I
Q
have a
want the
mirror.
mud? Does Q want the mud bath? I feel like she would like that.
Does Q want a
What a
bloodbath?
mud-
No, a
Blood
mud
bath?
bath.
I know.
No, mud
God.
bath.
I know, I heard what you said. I was joking.
Oh, oh.
Hmm.
Well, we could do that too if she wants.
I will just continue working on my thing.
Okay.
On your thing. I hope I look a little
Cute.
worried.
Q, I heard what you were saying, and people are awful. Sometimes, most of the time,
A lot of the time.
a lot of the time, but that was then. This is now, and people are still kind of awful. Are awful. But you had a purpose back then, and you have a new purpose now, and it's yours to do whatever you want to do. So you're your own future. And I'm here to stand by you with whatever that is. So I'm sorry you had to find things out the way you did. I hope you can move on in your own time.
After a few moments, she just starts to laugh.
Checks out.
My decision, huh? Real Peria? It's my decision? Let me ask you something. Who did you wake me up for? You woke me up to help you get into the trial.
I wasn't
then-
my okay.
And then I was asked to be a fighter on your team for Cethal's stupid traditions. And then, after all that happened, we're fucking betrayed by the kobolds. Just to, like I was betrayed back then. And then, after we get out of that, we're thrust into a war against the stupid lurch assholes. And ever since, I haven't actually been able to make any decision for myself. Because if I don't fight, they win. And if they win, everything is gone. And while I do love you and Mom very much, this is not a decision. I have never had a decision in my life. I am just tired of it all.
I guess I kind of overhear this.
Oh
Yeah.
I assure
I
you.
guess we
Yes.
all assumed
I
to overhear
imagine that
this.
at one point you guys maybe went to separate rooms, but it's very clearly heard.
So right now, Peria, there's nothing that anyone can say that's gonna make me feel better. There's nothing anyone can do that's gonna make everything that's happened up till now change. So all I can fucking do is move forward and hope that once every opponent before us is long dead and gone, that maybe I will get a decision. But for all I even know, once I get the last beast, I won't get to be around to make any decisions.
I guess I was, I stopped like, I guess shining my sword when she said that. I'm like, do you want to quit? That's a decision, you'll know.
Find the last beast, you're good. Not at risk
Am I?
of dying. You know, I'm assuming you're not at risk of dying anymore. I don't know.
If I find the last beast, what is the gears to heal around? The one thing that's probably keeping me going. The Kieran
We don't know that for
governs
sure, Q.
Sailor's people. I'm just a thing that exists outside of her time. I'm not Elkin, I'm not alive, and I'm not dead.
Sylvan can probably relate. I know I can't, but there's others that can relate. Billy, Cloak. If you want, we can go get you in touch. But I really don't know how any of this works, but what I've been gathering of understanding is that these 5 beasts that we've been finding are taking the place of the Kieran. So whatever magic that's been keeping you alive hopefully would be renewed with these 5 beasts.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I've been moving forward, trying not to think about everything that's happened so far to what will happen to me. Thinking just be able to deal with it later. The fact of the matter is, I don't think I will. Because whoever she guesses herself this is, whoever this becomes, I don't think I want it to be here once it's all over. Because I want to start a life where I just get to be a person with a family and choices. And I don't know if I keep whoever this is, that there'll ever be an option for me.
If it's your choice.
I don't know. I'm sorry to dump this all like this. It's just, I think I need a moment to clear my mind. I promise I won't go far.
I don't think anyone will mess with you.
No.
And even if they did,
Their
still won't
funeral.
help them.
Thank you, Mary.
Stay safe, Q.
And she will give Peria a very tight hug before she stands and exits the room.
As Q leaves, the Victor's Respite goes on her own for a bit. Peria, you said you might have a mirror to do tonight?
I don't know. I lost track of if
Okay.
we used one for today
Well,
or not.
I don't think so, because all we've really had was the arena and then shopping.
Yeah. So.
Oh wait, no.
Did
I think
Mira
Did
took
you
it at
use
one
it?
point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'll wait.
Yes,
till
you used
the
it on
next
Zote.
morning.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Oh yeah, you did.
So
now.
we'll do that tomorrow. So what I'm going to say is we're going to stop here, and we'll come back next week or whenever we can play again, and we will continue with your party next dawn, gathering at the docks. You're just you're not even going to buy a ship anymore. You're just going to charter a vessel to the town of Limestone, tribal settlement.
Yeah.
Try and seek a few things, not the least of which being the last celestial beast and the end of Q's side quest.
Yes.
The end of Q, apparently.
Potentially.
Ah.
And we will pick up next time. Thank you all for joining. That was a heavy but good 2.5 hour session.
Yeah.
I'm glad we did this now.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah, that was good. Short but good. We needed this.
Short but sweet. That was a perfect bow on the end of the town part of Bardas. Because I don't know if you guys are coming back to the city. I have no idea.
No idea.
But this was good. So, all right, guys. Let me know if there's any availability issues. But I think we're good for next week.
Yeah, I think we're good for next week. It's just June that's going to be a shit show.
Yeah.
June might be a no D&D month.
Like,
at that point,
we might have the last week of June.
Gosh, it was the 11th and the 18th. You guys will be gone.
So we are unavailable the. What would that be? The 11th and 18th for Sundays. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any problems with the 4th and 25th?
Not
From
that
anyone?
I currently
Not that I
know
know.
of.
Okay,
Okay.
so maybe just beginning
might
and end of the month.
We might have a 2-week break between.
Yeah.
So we'll play the next 2 weeks, then have a 2-week off, and then we're back to normal.
All right. I'm gonna go.
Alrighty, guys.
Yep.
Well,
See
have a
you
good
later.
night.
Bye.
Everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Alright, and we're gonna go ahead and send the raid over to Zai. She's over there playing some Phasmo, so take care, guys. Thanks for coming out, and let's send it over.